son Solomon, he really didn't have any wars, but he was a very great, king, and he had all Israel, like David, under his wings, and he was a king of everyone. But because he didn't have any wars, his hands were not full of blood, and he was the one to build the temple. The Lord said to him, go to Har Moriah and build the temple here. This is the city of David, and here is nothing, as I said, and he is coming here. He is going on the Ophel. I don't know if you want this word, if you know this word. This is going up. Ophel, going up. And from here to here, and he built the temple here. He built a beautiful temple. A lot of gold was in the temple. The gold was a gold that they brought from Africa. He and Hiram. Hiram, it's the king of Sidon, because the Jewish people are not people of sea in general, of water. He had to go to Lebanon, and he took Hiram, and they both went all the way to Africa by the Red Sea, to Ethiopia, to Ophir. This is their biblical name, and they brought a lot of gold that he used here in the temple. The temple was built also from wood, from cider of the Lebanon. Where they will take the cider of Lebanon? In Lebanon. And the Bible is telling us that Solomon was very, very determined to build a beautiful temple. So he sent people to Lebanon, Jewish people probably around Jerusalem, and they cut the trees, and they sent the trees by the sea all the way to Jaffa, and they brought the wood with camels to Jerusalem, and they used to build it with it. Every month, the people will change. People will come back home, other people will go back to Lebanon, and they will send trees, and they will walk. But before he can finish the temple, he worked also on his palace, and he built another big palace to himself. So the place was really, really beautiful, but the people worked very hard. Okay, they worked very hard. They probably got money for the services, but they had to pay part of the money tax for the building of the temple and the palace. The people were really tired. Okay, but he built a beautiful temple. Why he built it here on the Moriah? Because Abraham, you remember Abraham? He was sacrificed Isaac here on the Moriah mountain. So this is why he built it here, and the Holy of Holies will be above the stone that we talked about it in the Mount of the Moriah. So we have a beautiful building for the Lord that later on his son will make a problem. This is Rehoboam, and the people came to him after he died, Solomon died, and asked him, can you make our life easier? And he went to the young people and he said, what shall I say to them? And the young people said to them, go and tell them, my father beat you with harps or with ropes, and I will beat you with scorpions. I will be even more difficult with you. So you remember, I won't go to details, but the two kingdoms separated from each other. Judah stayed with the temple, and Israel went to be the 10 tribes together with Rehoboam, Jeroboam, and you remember the Dan and the Tel and all the story about it. But in 722, the Assyrians are coming to Israel. They capture the place, they transfer all the 10 tribes away. Just think about the tragedy of the Jewish people. This is the first one. 10 tribes, it's 2/3 of the Jewish people just disappeared and they never came back. Never came back. We don't know what happened to them. They mixed with the people all over and they didn't come back. Okay, but the temple continued to be until 586. The Babylon came. It's about 100 years after this, 150 years after the people of Israel transferred, and the Babylons came. They beat the Assyrians, and now they are the boss of the Middle East. They went to Jerusalem. They destroyed the temple and took all the Judean people with the people of Israel, the refugees of Israel that ran away in 722 from Israel. They ran to Jerusalem, and now all of them are going transfer to Babylon. The city of Jerusalem and Israel, it's not anymore Israelis and Jewish. The people are not here anymore. Some Jewish left here and there and there and there, but most of them disappeared and they are not there. 70 years later, Cyrus, the king of the Persians, that beat in the meantime the Babylons, and now they are the boss of the Middle East, said, everyone in my kingdom can worship his God. I don't tell them to worship my God. And the Jewish people went to him and said to him, hey, it's not fair. You said that everyone can worship his Lord, and we are not able to. He said, what? Worship your Lord? And they said, no, we have to worship our Lord in Jerusalem. Just in Jerusalem, in the temple. So he said, what's the problem? Go to Jerusalem and build the temple. So they came out to build the temple. How many percent of the people in Babylon came? 5%. Very few people. They came and they started to build the temple. They built the temple, but they had a lot, if you read the books of Ezra and Nehemiah, they have a lot of problems with the surrounding people. The people that already in these 70 years lived here and here and here and here, and they didn't want the Jewish people to come back. So they had a lot of fighting with them, but they built a temple on the same place. The Holy of Holies used to be in the same place like the Holy of Holies of Solomon. By the way, the Temple of Solomon kept for 400 years. From the Solomon until the people left for Babylon, 400, it's a lot of years.
Yeah.
And it was the time that the Jewish people were controlling on their land. 400 years, oh, it's beautiful. But when they came here and they built the temple, the new temple, they are not the boss, they are not independent, they are under the Persians. So they built another temple, small temple, not with the wood of Sidon, very without any gold, and people stood, and the 80 years old people that saw the temple of Solomon started to cry and say, this is a temple. We remember the temple of Solomon, it was so beautiful. But it was the temple. And they worshiped the Lord in the temple. Later on, in 333 before Christ, the Greeks will come. Is it too much, people?
No,
it's okay.
No, it's okay.
Because I'm going to details a little bit.
Yeah. Yes.
It's okay?
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes.
You are with me? Okay.
Yes.
The 333 Alexander Mokdon with the Greeks came to the Middle East. He took all the Middle East and also Jerusalem with the temple, and he wanted all the people in the world and in Jerusalem as well to be great people. It's not like Cyrus to say, worship your Lord. He said, you worship my Lord, but you will be like me. I am the Greek, I have a certain way of living, you will live like me. Jewish people are not able to do that because they are not going with other nations or other customs, and they started to fight against him, and 160 about, it was about then, was a big revolt of the Maccabees that became to be later on the Hasmonaim. And they pushed out the Greeks, and they made a very big celebration of clearing up the table, the
Temple Mount.
The temple, and if you know about Hanukkah, this is the results of this month, of this holiday, that we are clearing the temple in the time of the Maccabees, and now it's 100 years of independence of Jewish people. Hasmonaim, 100 years. The kings are the Hasmonaim, that they are not from the David seed, and the priests are Hasmonaim, that they are not from our seed, but this is a very independent country for 100 years. And then two kings, two brothers, went to the Greeks, to the Romans, to ask them who will be our king, and they say not you and not you. And 63 before Christ, the Romans are coming to the land. Okay, finished up. This is 100 years. The last 100 years that the Jewish people are the rulers of their country. Now we are living here, and the Hasmonaim were very rich, and they say this temple is not anymore beautiful, and they build it even more bigger and more beautiful on the Moriah mountain. Later on, the family of Herod that used to be Edomites, they became Jewish. They converted to Judaism, not because they wanted, because Alexander Yanai, one of the kings of Hasmonaim, said all the people in Israel has to be Jewish people. You want, you convert. You don't want, go away. You don't want, and you don't want, we'll kill you. So they decided to be Jewish, and the people of the family of Herod were very close to the Romans, and also they worked with the Hasmonaim. So when the Hasmonaim stopped to be independent and the Roman people came, the Romans started to give them to be the high society. And I won't go to details, but in the beginning, in the end of the last century before Christ, we found Herod, the king of Israel. He's married Miriam, that she was Hasmonaim, from the Hasmonaim, so he became to be the king, and he is a megaloman. Megaloman man, he built everywhere, big places, amazing places, but the temple he's not happy with the temple of the Hasmonaim, and he wanted to build a big temple. Okay, now if he will build a big temple here, the temple will be like this, so he has to do something. It's not the place. So he is taking care of the geographical situation here. He is taking a lot of help from here. And oh, so the back of this. Okay. He built 1, 2, 3, 4 support walls. Fill them with earth and stones, and made a beautiful table out of the Moriah mountain. Now he will build his temple. Okay? He will build this temple, and the temple will be so big and so beautiful, one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. A lot of people will come from everyone to see the temple. The temple is, I won't go to details of how the temple, but this place It was a place that everyone could have come, Jewish and Gentile. But from here, this is a place of we call it woman hell, and this is just for Jewish people. And from here, this is for the Levites and priests. And here, this is the Holy of Holies, and just one man in one day, in the day of atonement, can go in and to go out. This is the temple. It's beautiful. There are two walls here, one here and one here. That says that if a Gentile is crossing these walls, he is the son of death. There is a big sign of it, and that's what the temple, the place. Okay, so we have this place, and you know the big revolt of the Jewish people against the Romans. It started in the north in 66, and it will come to Jerusalem in 68, and in 70 we will be defeated completely, and the people of the Roman people will destroy the temple, and that's all. The place is completely empty. They will build a temple for Aphrodite that will stay here for almost 200 and something years, and then the Roman people become, with Constantinus 324, they will become to be Christians. So immediately they will take away the temple of Aphrodite, and what they will do with this space? Nothing. Why nothing? Because they believe that Jesus said that this place will be completely empty, and foxes will go over it because of the place that is not in use. Also the Christian of that time thought that this place is a place of sin, and they started to put over it the garbage. And you remember the story I told you about the woman that came from Bethlehem all the way, it's about 12 kilometers, to put garbage in it. Okay, so the Byzantine are in the land, and but not in this piece of Jerusalem. Jerusalem became to be bigger with the years, and you will see it in the model. And 640, who is coming? The Muslims. The Muslims are coming, they are fighting with the Byzantine, they are defeated them, and they want to build a mosque in Jerusalem. Where they will buy the mosque? In the best place in Jerusalem, in the highest hill of Jerusalem. They are building the mosque here. $640, and they have a mosque, and they are ruling the place for many years until 1099. In 1099, who is coming? The Crusaders. The Crusaders are coming. They are fighting with all. You don't ask me what about the Jewish people. The Jewish people are a very small minority. It's their land by the promise of the God, but not in actual, because the place is full of Romans, full of Byzantines, now full of Muslims, and in 1099 the Crusaders are coming from Europe, defeat everyone around, and they are taking these places, as we saw yesterday, and they will change them for churches. Okay? 100 years later, the Muslims will fight with them again. They will push them from out of Jerusalem, but not out of Israel. And they will change it again, and the place until today is a Muslim place. Okay? In 67, we fought against the Muslims. We defeated them, and we decided it's Moshe Dayan. You remember Moshe Dayan? the one who is there on high, yeah, he decided that this place will be belongs to the Waqf or to the Muslims, and the Western Wall will be for the Jewish people. Not many people like it today, but then we were very happy that we arrived to Jerusalem back and that the Western Wall is in our hand. During that time, the Mamluks arrived. The Mamluks arrived and they say, look at this valley. There is a valley here. This valley is not good for us because this is the reason we built the bridges during the time of the Second Temple and then in order to avoid this valley. So what they decided, we are going to fill up this valley. A lot of houses here, a lot of places here, they are covering it completely, and they have a lot of houses and a lot of systems, a lot of things underneath, but they are covering completely the place to make it straight with Jerusalem. Please, be careful. Yeah, okay? And the Western Wall is covered as well under this filling up of the Mamluks. Mamluks are Muslims. Very interesting. If you put Mamluks in Google and read about them, they are fascinating people. But they are also very proud people. And they've been here about 200 years between the Muslims, the real Muslims, the first Muslims and the Turkish. They've been here, so they changed a lot. They are very religious, very religious. So they did this, and now this is the situation that we came in 48. Also, all the houses, this is covered as well. I don't know why they didn't finish it. Here, a lot of houses of the Mugrabis. You remember Mugrabis? A lot of houses. We came, we cleaned the Mugrabis, we dug here until the end. This is the archaeological, this is the holy, and here it's the rest. 480 meters. Do it in 3 times, and you will have it in film. But we would like to know what's going underneath. How can we take these houses? World War III. What can we do? People are living here. What we'll do, it will go underneath here. We'll make a tunnel underneath and we'll arrive to the piece that we don't see. This is the place we are going to see today. And we'll go all the way and we'll come out. Okay? Now, you will see a lot of things built around. This is Muslim things, and professional will tell you exactly every place. What is it for us? What is interesting? It's the Western Wall. Okay? So, in a minute, we start going to look and to look. I hope it wasn't too long.
No.
I like sometimes to give all the picture, that you will be able to take all the picture, not pieces, and you will work very hard to put it together. I put it for you together. Okay?
2 questions.
Yes, please.
Mount Zion is here?
No, Mount Zion is here. Mount Zion is here. Yeah.
City of David's over here.
City of David of here,
Is this,
and this is about here. It's the what?
What is this valley right there?
This valley, it's the last part of the cheesemaker. We have here, and we'll have another valley here.
Kidron Valley.
The Kidron Valley, and we'll have a valley here. This is Gay Bet Hinnom. Gay Bet Hinnom is here. Okay, we'll drive later on. We'll drive here, and we'll see Gay Bet Hinnom. And okay, and this is about here. This is the Mount of
what we're gonna walk on today is this.
No, no. We are going underneath here. We are going here. Underneath. This is
Current.
covered already. All this is covered. Okay?
Jesus
It's covered.
Jesus have walked on.
Oh, Jesus will see the beautiful man, beautiful.
I
Okay.
didn't mean to do
Just a
that.
minute. No, you didn't. No, I have to explain a little bit. Okay. People, we are leaving the place in a second. Another question?
But Jesus would have walked on.
No. This is a new tunnel. The tunnel that we are going now is just about 20 years old tunnel. It was not tunnel before.
So the pavement is.
Was a walk side, all this walk side that we saw yesterday in the archaeological park. You know, we saw this one.
Yeah.
We saw here. We saw this one.
It's the sidewalk that Jesus could have walked on.
This sidewalk here.